We have a guest this week to kick us off before we jump in to Ask Her, and it's none other than independent wrestler Vinny Pacifico, who is now joining the live stream. He is an independent wrestler, and Kurt, he is a massive Kurt Angle fan. Vinny, I want to welcome you to the Kurt Angle Show, man.
Thank you for having me. Very appreciative. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the Kurt Angle Show, Vinny.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
You know, what we want to do with this, Vinny, is we're going to start doing this more often. We want to give independent wrestlers some exposure because they don't get a lot of exposure. At the beginning of their careers, it's really tough for them. And what we're trying to do is let people know who you are. And,
that's right.
And, you know, if you end up coming to their town, they'll go see you wrestle. They'll know who you are. So the whole reason for this is to help you guys out.
Yeah, man.
Thank you very much. Very appreciative. Thank you.
And I think this is really cool because Vinny, we're just going to kick it off. Your favorite wrestler of all time is who?
Kurt.
Kurt Angle. Dude, I follow you on social media and Twitter. I've seen your movesets. I've seen the clips that you've done. So let's talk about your background first. When did you become a wrestling fan? And talk about how you kind of fell in love with Kurt.
So I became a fan watching SmackDown versus Raw 2007. Just seeing now. I was so mesmerized by the Boogeyman and just the Rey Mysterio with the masks and stuff, and then I started watching like other stuff as well. My John Cena and Kurt Angle, that was one of the first matches I seen in full. Cena's first match on SmackDown. So that's where I became like a fan of the in-ring. I really enjoyed everything going on, but at first, what caught my eye in wrestling was the characters. You know, Boogeyman, the Warrior, those type of guys. Then I fell in love with the pro wrestling aspect of it, and that's
something that had to suck you in. Yeah.
And that's where Kurt Angle really. It's very hard as a wrestler and as a fan to not be impressed with Kurt's work. So that's how it started for me. Just throwing dudes around, throwing people around, angle slamming people, gerbiting people. So I emulate a lot of that in my moveset. Recently started doing a wheelbarrow roll through ankle lock. Just to add some flair to things. Yeah, so it's like I try to emulate a few things, but not do it exact, you know, just so I can make my own flavor on it.
So you,
I like this guy already, Paul.
Kurt, I knew it. I mean, your head, the headphones are expanding as he talks. But listen, so you become a fan back in that era, which a lot of our listeners, big time fans of Kurt and wrestling, quite frankly, in that era. So you decide, hey, at what point in your life do you say, I want to do this for a living? And then say, hey, where am I going to train? So talk about that and talk about where you decided to train.
So I was a quarterback for a long time, playing in high school. My father is the biggest supporter I have. He's so into what I do. And I'm blessed to have him as a father. He's a wonderful man. But I was playing quarterback for high school, and I was 14 years old. I was like, Dad, I want to wrestle. I want to try it. I want to go to school, and I want to wrestle. I love football, but I'm just not having fun anymore. You know, I just want to try wrestling. So started training. I went to a meet and greet with Bryan Danielson. I said, I'm a big fan, but I want to wrestle. I was 14, and this is in New York City. And he's like, chase your dream, do it. And I was like, right from there, I'm gonna try. Started training. The Ring of Honor dojo is where I got my best.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Cheeseburger, Delirious.
Okay.
Brett Titus, Jonathan Gresham. These were guys who really helped me learn the basics, the fundamentals, the promo work, and from there, it was just going up. Very lucky to learn from these people. They were incredible. But only an hour away, so I had an easy commute there. And yeah, it was just really, really cool how it started out. And very lucky to learn from these people who were just been through it all, every situation possible. They've been through it, so they could teach it just as well.
So a few things. You said an hour away. So where are you? Are you in the New York City area?
I'm in Staten Island.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said Jonathan Gresham. Now, he's one that we've had on this show before. So talk about maybe his influence in your training.
He is incredible. The technical stuff, hands down, I love wrestling with him. I actually did a few of his Octopus University YouTube videos where he would do that. I did a few of those. Those were really cool. Just really cool to learn from him. Really cool to get the chance to learned my grappling and chaining from Cheeseburger as well as Gresham, because there's not many people anymore that are that good at chaining and technical wrestling and mat work like them. So it was just really best of both worlds. It was learning character work, and as well as I love my favorite, mat wrestling, technical wrestling, and holds and locks and stuff like that. So I was very fortunate to learn from them those really fundamentals.
Well, Vinny, let me ask you, how many matches have you had so far? Do you even know, or has it been so many?
It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm been fortunate to have a lot of matches. Probably over, like, I would say 400, maybe 500.
Oh, wow.
Wow, you got to.
Yeah, I started at 16, and I'm 8 years in.
Okay. So you've been doing this so talk about some of your favorite matches that you've been able to participate in. You have some that, some of our fans may be familiar with too.
I wrestled Rocky Romero. I gotta say that's one of the favorite matches I've ever had. He's incredible. Matt Seidel, EC3, Red Titus is another one who I love wrestling. Gangrel was someone who really has a big impact on my career early on too, and wrestling him was so cool because when I was really young, starting out, he always had my back, always like looking over me and always giving me really good advice backstage. And then wrestling him was like one of the first people I have wrestled who was like a really veteran, and I learned so much from him. Gangrel is I say this, if you're on a show with Gangrel, pick his brain. Very giving, very smart, and just always willing to give his knowledge. And I love sharing my room with him.
He's a good dude too, man. I knew Gangrel when I started. He was with the Brood, obviously. Mm-hmm. They had a huge impact. It was the coolest faction I've ever seen. Like, as far as being cool, they were vampires. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
So you're touching a lot of guys with a lot of great knowledge, a lot of great experience. You've had some great matches. I mean, EC3, Kurt, he's worked with him. Mm-hmm. Talk about some of your favorite. Do you have some favorite Kurt Angle matches or anything comes to mind? Kurt has a big smile on his face, but would love to hear what are some matches that made a big impression on you?
Kurt, Rey Mysterio. How do I not say that one?
Oh yeah.
SummerSlam, I think.
Yes. Yeah. I actually watched it the other day when the chase and the 619 and they go. Yeah, it's so good. Kurt and Cena, every one of those. No Mercy. That actually, funny story. My mom brought me to Blockbuster when I was like 9 or 10. And remember Blockbuster?
Yeah. I miss Blockbuster.
So do I. And she brought me No Mercy. I forgot what year it was, but it was Kurt versus Cena.
I think it was 2003.
Yeah. And it was just, that one was such a good match. That was so good. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them up there. With Kurt and EC3 was also like, EC3 had a very big impact on my career. He's helped me go from just who I was to where I am now. And I owe a lot to him. Very smart. So
yes, you know what? He was a great learner. I was in TNA when I wrestled him, and he was like a sponge. He absorbed everything, and he listened. He wasn't ignorant. He was really respectful, and he was easy to teach. And we had some great matches together.
He's incredible.
So talk about what does your upcoming schedule look like, and maybe share where can people check out a little bit more of Vinny Pacifico?
Pro Wrestling Magic. I'm wrestling Bobby Fish in September. Okay. I'm wrestling Alex Shelley for the Impact title in September at FWE in North Carolina. I may be doing something with New Japan soon.
Good.
Look at you, man. That's awesome.
I had a lot of fun there. The fans are incredible, and the wrestling, it's a little stiffer than here, but it works, and the fans absolutely love it.
I love it. I love gritty wrestling. It's just what I love it. And
we can feel your energy, man. Like I'm glad that I'm doing this through a computer because I feel like you'd lock me up right now in something. Like, yeah. But you know what? You're naming guys, Bobby Fish, Alex Shelley, you said, right? Mm-hmm. Some of these guys that you're taking on, and these are all right in Kurt's wheelhouse, guys that you've worked with before or know from your career.
Alex is a son of a gun, yeah.
Hell yeah. But dude, you're going to be one to watch. You're going to be fun to watch. And I would tell the folks, listeners of the Kurt Angle Show, if you're not following Vinny Pacifico, follow now. Get in on him now while you can. How can they follow you on social media and keep an eye on what you got going on, dude?
Twitter is Vinny Pacifico 1, and Instagram is Vinny Pacifico, and Facebook just straight Vinny Pacifico. I keep it simple.
Yeah.
IWTV is where a lot of my wrestling is.
Okay.
So definitely tune into IWTV. Type in Vinny Pacifico on there. You can see a bunch of my matches, and YouTube, of course. And just, I'm very grateful for everything that's happening, and I'm really stoked for what's coming. So grateful.
Not only that, you told me that you picked up you got an energy drink partner, don't you?
Yeah. So I was with Bang Energy, which was a major sponsorship that I got in February. So my whole wrestling thing is I involve energy drinks in my repertoire because I love energy drinks. Why not? You know,
who doesn't? You know, I won't show who mine is to give advertising, but I got an energy drink right
now.
Here.
You're specifically with Bang, then, right?
Not anymore.
No.
So yes, I was with Bang. Sadly, due to a public lawsuit, that has come to an end. So when that happened, trying not to give too much information because I'm not really, I don't know if I'm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you could.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know what I can say, can't say, but I have signed a new deal with the even bigger with G Fuel. They are very, very big in the energy drink space, and they're also very big with the anime, cartoon, and video game space, which I'm sort of kind of familiar with, but
okay.
I have a passion for energy drinks, and anything that I could intertwine with pro wrestling is just beautiful for me. And for me to be able to be fortunate enough to land a sponsorship as big as Bang in February, and then one with G Fuel is this week, it's just, that's crazy to me how it happened. They literally just called me on the phone.
That's amazing.
That's a big deal, Vinny. That's really good.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
I'm very fortunate. Thank you. Thank you.
And man, dude, I'm so happy for you, and I know how excited that you were to be on this show with Kurt, having been such a fan of his growing up, and not only that, you know, you're doing some of his moves and things like that, and it's just been a pleasure just to get to know you more through this interaction. Kurt, do you have anything for Vinny before we start to wrap up this part of the show and transition to ask you anything?
All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna be looking out for you, Vinny.
Sounds great.
If you make it, you do this, WWE, AEW, I'll be following you, my friend. I'll be your biggest fan. And keep using the Kurt Angle moves.
Yeah. Hey, keep us posted too. You know, you and I are going to stay in contact as we have through DM, and because I want to see you. I want to come see you, especially if you're somewhere where I'm going to be, and I want to come watch you wrestle live. And so, yeah, man, I'm excited to see what you do with your career. You definitely have the passion, the energy. You've been wrestling since you were 16. So I'm really excited for you. And this has been awesome to have you on the Kurt Angle Show.
Thank you very much. It sounds great, Paul, by the way. And Kurt, thank you. Definitely very, I appreciate you guys very much.
Thank you, Vinny. I appreciate you.
All right. There you go.